Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 138 of Off the Chest of Timothy Regal.
Why are you yelling?
I'm excited.
About what?
Well, the big announcement.
What's the big announcement?
On December 4th, in Champaign, Illinois,
here we go.
I'm going to AEW Dynamite, baby!
Why are you yelling at a baby?
I'm excited. It was an exciting week, Alex. We're excited right now. We're watching the King of Trios.
Why is there a lady running? How comes there's women's in the King of Trios?
That's Lady Frost. She's in Chikara.
I know.
She's talking to the Cajun Crawdad.
She's not in King of Trios, though, is she?
No, she's not. I think she's trying to find a partner for the Tag Team Gauntlet.
But why is there, I know it's 2019 and whatever, and women's wrestling and whatever, but why are there ladies in the King of Trios?
Because it's the name of a tournament. I mean, Kimberly's probably going to be on the team that wins King of Trios. She's in the finals.
Is she the Queen of Trios?
I guess she would be. I don't know.
I think this is a legitimate question.
I don't know. Well, should I tweet Quack and ask him?
As long as he doesn't record it in a video.
I'll have him send you a 15-minute video explaining it, Alex.
Jeez, that's what
I know how much you will love that.
Yeah.
Alex you get very angry if I put on Till We Make It.
I know the guy's smart and whatever, but it's just a weird thing. The sound of his voice annoys the hell out of me.
His voice is it's an acquired taste.
And I also feel like he and I don't even know that he does it on purpose. I feel like he talks down to people.
Well,
he talks to people like
the man is a genius. There's no doubt about that. And due to his genius, he is.
Yes, that doesn't mean you get to talk to people.
No, I don't think it's that. He is very eccentric. He has a very. I don't want to say finite. He knows what he thinks pro wrestling should be, and I think especially with the Till We Make It stuff and the Kayfabe 2.0 podcast he used to do. And his book, 7 Keys to Becoming a Better Performer, which I recommend to any young professional wrestler. I think Quack is a genius, and I think he has the stuff that he has put out there basically for free. All the stuff he's put out there for free is amazing, because it's lessons that, and the Till We Make It YouTube series, which, I'm not out there trying to get booked by any place. I still watch it because I find it informative, and I find it interesting to listen to.
Who are these jamokes?
That is it's Cornelius Crumrels and Sonny Defarge.
Oh, I think I've seen them on Beyond.
Yeah, they've been on Beyond a few times. No, I think Quack is essentially with Till We Make It. He did because obviously it being Trios weekend, he actually did a 15-minute episode on his YouTube series about what to do if you're on airport duty. Which that's something a lot of people don't know. And then, there was basically explaining what to do if you're on airport duty, what to do if you're picking up somebody from international that might not speak English, stuff like that, things like that.
Did he say you should silence your phone?
No, he didn't, but I probably should.
You're the one that wants to do this podcast, man. You gotta know when to hold them.
We do this podcast together.
Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. You gotta count your blessings. I don't know how the song goes. You gotta know when to fold 'em. Know when to hold 'em. Know when to walk away.
Please don't insult that song. They played it at my dad's funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We actually did. That was my dad's song. I love that song. I grew up listening to the Kenny Rogers music. My mom was a huge fan.
Yeah.
Hey Alex, was there any besides King of Trios? Has there been any other wrestling this week?
I watched Subcraps earlier.
I watched a little bit of Subcraps. Watched the Corn Belt Cowboy, the one called Manders, absolutely rule ass.
I think that's somebody else's gimmick.
I forgot ruling ass is my boy Mr. Warhorse.
Everybody's his boy when they're successful. Just remember that.
Dude, no, I seriously.
He could talk shit about you your whole life.
Seriously, I want to pay Warhorse $5 a week and just have him record 1-minute videos that just like basically become my wake up alarm in the morning.
As soon as you make it, you're his boy.
Like I want Warhorse to like just basically be my life coach.
He'll start saying you're his friend. He'll start,
Wow, look at you! You're in a bad mood today.
Yeah.
Are you mad because NXT got destroyed in the ratings? Is that why you're mad?
Fuck about NXT's ratings. I watched the title matches today. I love the new match skipping feature on the network.
I was gonna say, did you watch NXT at all?
I watched the title matches.
Okay, so that was the important stuff. I mean,
I did not watch. I thought if I had time, I was gonna go back and watch Johnny Gargano and Shane Thorne.
That was actually a pretty good match.
Literally, I was finishing up the tag title match and Ciampa was coming out as Subgraps was starting.
Okay. No, I thought NXT actually. If we're looking specifically in a vacuum of wrestling, and we're recording this on Sunday, and I've probably listened to hours upon hours of audio since Thursday morning. Also, that helped out by the fact I was off work Thursday
And yesterday.
So I had plenty of time to listen to a lot of audio over the last couple of days. And I'm gonna basically just kind of say what a lot of people have said. I agree. If you look at the shows in a vacuum, I think NXT had better wrestling matches.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, essentially, WWE and NXT threw everything they had. They threw their biggest guns at All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. They threw Riddle and Cole. They threw an amazing tag team title match, and probably the best match Shayna Baszler's had, in my opinion. You had Kairi Sane. Who did Kairi work? She had a really good match. But basically, almost
Mia.
Yeah. Essentially, they threw pretty much a takeover quality NXT card. They brought in Finn Balor. They brought back Ciampa, which we all knew that was coming. And they still got absolutely beaten down in the ratings. And I'm not going to go through it all. You can find many a podcast where they break down the demographics. It's not just the overall win. The demographics of it make it even worse. The fact that the prized audience that advertisers covet shifted even further toward AEW. WWE has an age problem right now. They either cater to really young children
who spend a lot of money buying toys and T-shirts.
But still, that's not. Advertisers don't. The main advertisers don't care.
One of their main advertisers is Mattel.
Because they make their toy line.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to sell that.
Obviously, Mattel wants them to have kids.
I saw more toy commercials on Smackdown than I've ever seen before on an episode of Raw. Which we'll get. That was interesting. But the only demographic that WWE won, and they won it by 1/10 of a point, was adults over 50. Essentially, adults who are so ingrained into the WWE that they don't do anything else. I think, and yeah, is there a newness factor? Is there the, as our buddy Sean Morrow would say, the shiny new toy factor? Maybe a little.
Can't believe you just referenced Sean Morrow in this podcast.
But
my friend. No, I'm kidding. I love Sean.
Say, we love Sean, and you're on another podcast with Sean.
I am?
Yeah.
On another podcast?
Yes. But I think in a vacuum, the wrestling was better. However, and this is something I don't think we ever noticed until, and I think it became readily apparent, AEW was in a sold-out major arena, and NXT was in Full Sail, and NXT looks great. They've done a lot of things to make it look better. It still looked small compared to being in a major arena, which, and AEW sold out, I believe, their next 3 shows at least. Tickets for Champagne have sold remarkably well. The 100 level is completely gone. They're pretty much selling the upper deck at this point. I thankfully got in and got 100 level seats. But they're going to get out. They're going to get that show out of Full Sail as fast as they can. They're going to figure out a way to get that
the
show.
The problem with that is you lose your relation. Do you give up your relationship with Full Sail?
I don't think they'll give up their relationship with Full Sail. They have the PC there, which I think they still.
The PC's not at Full Sail.
But I think you'll see a lot of you'll still see Full Sail shows, I think, from time to time, but they're gonna have to get that show into big arenas. The problem is, can they sell big arenas for NXT? Because even the traveling NXT house shows, they're running the Hy-Vee Hall, they're running the River Center, and maybe drawing what they draw at the River Center, 500-600 people.
I don't fucking know.
It wasn't very big. Hy-Vee Hall draws pretty well, but probably like 800-900. I don't know if they can sell. They can sell it in an arena when they piggyback off WrestleMania. I don't think they can sell it in an arena with NXT. You'd have to do like AEW, and you'd have to try to run the like smaller 3,000, 4,000 seat arenas, and figure out a way to make it look full. Now, I'm trying to remember what the Assembly Hall in Champaign holds. It's pretty big. I think it's about an 8,000 seater. When they set it up for TV, probably not as many, but
sure.
AEW's selling tickets to their arenas, and I would have loved, and this is a metric I haven't gotten, is how many tickets for the shows that are on sale did they sell from Wednesday to Friday? Once people saw that debut show, how many people bought tickets? I would like to know, because I think that's an important metric. And obviously this is 1 week. What's it going to be 10, 12 weeks from now?
I think it's going to wear down a little bit.
I think it's going to wear down. The crazy thing is, what if AEW goes up?
It's not going to go up that much.
You think so, but what if they go up? What if they go up, and what if NXT goes down? What if people say, hey, man, go into work and say, hey, man, you got to check out this AEW thing, man. It's really awesome. What if that happens? You know, back in the day, nobody ever thought WCW Monday Nitro would have beaten Raw when they debuted, but it happened. And if the ratings for NXT especially continue to slide, where that gap gets bigger, oh boy.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there. If you're WWE, and remember we talked about this, do you think there's a discussion of moving NXT to Monday and moving Raw to Wednesday?
Possibly.
And then you can still do NXT at Full Sail?
Possibly. There's also the chance of, and my boy Joe Lanza did this better than anybody. He was playing the intro music and everything. What if that slide continues, and then 3 weeks from now, all of a sudden on Adam Cole, Bebe's in the ring, and then all of a sudden you hear
John Cena in Full Sail,
or gong.
This is entirely the problem with WWE. It's entirely the problem with WWE.
They're gonna try to quick fix, and
when in doubt, goddamn pal, we gotta bring out the old guys. We need the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds, the 60-year-olds. That'll sell some fucking tickets. Learn how to fucking book. Tell some goddamn stories. Let people get over. Stop cutting everybody's fucking balls off. God damn it.
You sound like me.
Fuck.
Here's the thing.
Who gives a shit about the old guys? They're gonna be dead.
And like I said, they threw a takeover card out there. AEW threw a show out there. There's not going to be much difference from what we saw at AEW Dynamite in Week 1 to what we're going to see on AEW Dynamite in Week 10.
Probably not.
I'm probably going to get a show on the same level of quality-wise in Champaign-Urbana on December 4th that we got in Washington, D.C. on Week 1. I'm very... Obviously, this is exciting. It's going to be great. And obviously, I got into it with a few tit for tats with people. The ratings don't matter crowd. Get used to ratings talk, because when you're going head to head, ratings are going to be a thing. Live, you're going to hear about ratings. You're going to hear about stream numbers.
The problem with the ratings talk is that the ratings only track Nielsen households.
Yeah,
and the problem with that is, this is the question I'm going to ask you. Do you know anybody that's a Nielsen household.
No, they don't tell you anymore.
What do you mean they don't tell you?
The cable companies do it now.
No. What?
I thought they did it differently now.
I don't think so.
You don't do the little logbooks like you used to.
Because I know somebody that had done it in the past.
I think they still do some of the like logbook things. There's different ways to measure ratings now.
Yeah.
And I'm not like I said, I don't know how it all works, but essentially, the thing is, and I was actually sitting having lunch on Thursday when the tweet from WWE came out saying, "Congratulations, AEW, on your first show." Blah blah blah. You know, remember this is a marathon. As soon as they put out that tweet and said, "Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint," the internet went ablaze because at that point we knew, holy shit. Not only did AEW beat them, AEW probably beat them pretty handily. And sure enough, when it came out and the number was huge, and then people broke the ratings down, and it got even worse, and it became a bloodbath, which is what it was once you break the ratings demos down. It was a bloodbath. Like, they got stomped. And like I said, NXT, if you're a casual person that said, "Hey, there's wrestling," and you flip channels, AEW looked like a major time like a big time company. NXT running in Full Sail looked small. That's a big metric. AEW looked hip. It looked new. It looked fresh. Was it perfect?
No,
it wasn't. Number one, I thought there was a little too much. Like some of the stuff they didn't do any. They didn't for not doing promos. I felt like there was a little bit long in between matches at certain points. And obviously, I do think at some point you got to let guys talk.
Yeah.
Which I think NXT's gotten even worse about that. It's like you do got to run some vignettes. You do got to run a few promo packages to get these guys over. No, I do think,
especially when you're trying to build a new audience.
Yeah,
and whether you like to admit it or not, NXT's building a new audience too.
Yeah, I think they are.
Because they have to. Because whether WWE fans realize this or not, there are people out there that don't have the WWE network that only watch wrestling on TV.
Yeah, and
those people have never seen NXT before. And they don't know who Matt Riddle is. They don't know who Adam Cole is. They don't know who Tommaso Ciampa is.
And NXT had done some really good video packages for those first 2 weeks.
Oh, had they?
Yeah, but obviously they were trying to counter program, so they basically did takeover and didn't do any promos on this show. And I do think that is a little bit of a mistake. Because I felt like those first 2 weeks are a soft opening when you're saying, "Oh, hey, the first hour's over. Go check out the second hour on the network." A lot of people that are maybe tuned into USA don't have the network yet, and they weren't gonna tune into the network. I think that may have been a little bit of a mistake.
Well, that was a USA decision.
I know that was because USA had the final season of Suits that they had to finish up.
Yeah.
Which is one of their biggest shows ever.
Probably their biggest original show.
No, their biggest original show's final season starts tonight, Mr. Robot.
Oh, that's still on?
Yeah, the final season is tonight.
Okay.
With Freddie Mercury.
Rahm Emanuel?
Remy Malik or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, not Rahm Emanuel.
No, not former mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel.
Oh.
Remy Malik is Mr. Robot. I have never seen the show. I've heard it's amazing. It's one of those shows I will add it to the list of shows that I should probably watch and probably will never have time to because I watch too much wrestling.
Yes, too much everything.
Well, no, I thought, and like I said, based on look, based on feel, and obviously, I'm biased. Let's be honest.
I'm always honest.
I've been, everybody knows, I've been riding this train, since day one. I was a Bullet Club fan. I was, literally on Twitter reading the tweets when Cody said, "Hey, I'll take the bet. Give me the Bucks, give me Kenny Omega. We'll sell out a building." And then it was in Chicago, and I went to All In. And then, obviously, I was awake at 2 a.m. on January 1st when the video went up. I was watching live on January 7th or 8th or whatever day it was when they did the press conference in Jacksonville. I've been on this train since day one. I'm biased. I'm an AEW guy. So, and AEW and essentially gave me the type of wrestling that I want to see. A good, solid professional wrestling show. I feel like WWE, for years, has been trying to be all things to all people. They try to be comedy. They try to be drama. Hell, they're trying to be a horror movie. And you know what? Because they try to be all things, they don't do any of it well. Try to be a good pro wrestling show.
Ooh, we don't say that word in this house.
NXT is a good pro wrestling show.
Yeah.
But AEW is gonna have the advantage of being the thing that's new. You have an audience that is extremely loyal to it, essentially because it's not WWE. You have an audience of guys, and trust me, I'm one guy doing a podcast. I've been to All Out. I've been to All In. I've been to StarCast. There's a whole lot of wrestling fans out there that are like me, that were disinfected. I have had...
They were disinfected?
Disenfranchised.
Disenchanted?
Disenchanted, disenfranchised.
You said disinfected.
Did I say disinfected?
I think so.
God damn it. Disenfranchised was the word I was going for. I had 3 friends on Facebook who basically commented on one of my posts saying, yeah, hey, I'm checking this out. My buddy Chris Williamson, who was a WWE fan forever, said he gave up watching a few years ago and said, hey, should I check this AEW out? I said, yeah, if you like good pro wrestling, I think you'll really enjoy this show. He checked it out. I said, hey, I sent him a message, said, hey, I'd love to hear what you thought. He said, I loved it. It's great. I'm going to watch next week. So, if you do that, there is an audience that is big enough. I think you don't have to pull too many people from WWE to beat them.
What? But this is the other thing. At the end of the day, for people like us, it doesn't have to be about beating them. Because, we have streaming and we have, tape delay. And, we could just all love wrestling.
Oh, and here's the thing.
And we could enjoy both.
And obviously, I've gotten into some Twitter spats. There have been a few. I don't want WWE to get beat. I don't want WWE to go out of business. I don't want Impact to go out of business. I don't want Ring of Honor to go out of business. I don't want anybody to go out of business. I want professional wrestling to thrive. I want professional wrestling to be great. The thing is, I also want professional wrestling that I enjoy, that caters to me. And now, with AEW, with Beyond Wrestling, with New Japan, with IndependentWrestling.tv, I've got plenty of it. So essentially, the WWE to me is kind of on the back burner. We're watching King of Trios right now instead of Hell in a Cell. Will I check out Hell in a Cell? Probably tomorrow. Do I feel, oh my god, I have to go watch this show? No.
But I hate to say this. I don't feel that way about any wrestling. I guess I'm kind of curious what happens with AEW.
Well, I mean, and you're a pretty busy guy.
Yeah.
You teach you teach obviously Monday through Friday.
Yep.
You teach at night.
Mm-hmm.
You are obviously busier than I. You're married.
Yeah, that doesn't keep me too busy, though.
Well, but you're busier than I am. But so you don't have as much time to watch wrestling as I do. But and like you've said, you hit the point where you kind of watch whatever you can live.
Yeah, basically, if I'm home and it's on and it's live, I'll watch it. And if it's not live, there's a lot of times I don't get around to it.
What would you say is your... Do you even have a main wrestling show? Would it be Uncharted Territory?
I haven't even watched that yet.
You haven't watched it? Oh, you haven't even watched Uncharted Territory yet?
When would I have watched it?
Friday? Saturday?
Friday. Where did I watch Friday? Friday I watched Smackdown.
Oh, okay.
Friday I watched Smackdown because I wanted to give it a shot.
Yesterday you had to go to a wedding.
Yesterday I went to a wedding and left at like 9:30 in the morning.
You had an out-of-town wedding.
Yeah, and then
so
today,
between now and Thursday, I guess you wouldn't have had a lot of time. And you watched Subgrabs.
Today I watched Subgrabs.
So and
I watched NXT because I was trying to be. I kind of actually forgot about Uncharted Territory, but
it's great. I highly recommend it.
Oh man,
I highly recommend All Elite Wrestling if you can.
I watched the first hour or the second hour.
Okay.
I watched the second hour of All Elite. I watched the first hour of NXT.
Here's the thing. It's
actually let's get old Jay Foster on the horn here. Can we get the Monday Night Wars or the Wednesday Night Wars at Pints?
I'm trying. I think he's worried about the sustainability of it, but I'm trying to get something.
What's on sports on Wednesday nights?
Well, they do. Hockey just started back up, and the NBA starts back up in a few weeks.
Okay.
Plus, Wednesday night tends to be a big college basketball night.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I think, and that's why they couldn't go to FS1. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Because FS1 has a big, huge contract with Big East basketball.
Gotcha.
So there is some other sports stuff on Wednesday nights, and that might be why our buddy Jay's been a little. Plus, I mean, I like going where I can really focus, and I'm afraid if we were in the bar, I wouldn't be able to focus. That's coming from me. I'd do it if he did it. I'd go. I'd just support it.
I just don't have cable.
Yeah, I know you don't have cable. That's why you.
And I don't want to go to somebody else. I mean, nobody's inviting me to their house, so
yeah.
And there's certain people's houses I probably don't want to go to.
Yeah.
But
hey, it's the Los Ice Creams.
It's the Los Ice Creams. So it's the Ice Creams.
Yes. Absolutely.
Anyways, so
I wonder if one of them is Quack.
Is one of them Quack?
Los Ice Creams has been about 100 different people.
Okay. But
kayfabe.
Give me your thoughts on Dynamite. Kind of walk me through how you felt about it.
So obviously, I'm jazzed up from the very beginning of, even before the show starts. Obviously, when they started out, it looked great. The building looked awesome. The fans were going absolutely crazy. I love the way they had the building set up. I love the look. I love the fact that Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross and Excalibur are doing commentary. 3-man booth. I always prefer a 2-man booth, but I definitely think the 3-man worked out well. This was the best that this commentary team has sounded. JR was definitely, I think once we get into week-to-week TV, I think JR is going to find his groove. I think Jim Ross sounded way more engaged here. Obviously, Tony is the best color guy, the best second commentator they've had. And I think Excalibur was great. These guys, JR is going to be your lead. Tony's going to be your color guy. And Excalibur is going to be your analyst role. And I think that works really well for them. Tony sounded amazing. And it's so great. We've heard him on MLW, and now he's on AEW. It is so great to see Tony Schiavone back. And he sounded more engaged in one night of AEW than he sounded in the last year and a half to 2 years of WCW. You can tell, if you go back and watch 2000 Monday Nitros, Tony was completely checked out because he knew that they were going down the tubes fast. I feel like here, he didn't step on JR. JR didn't step on him. They worked together excellently. I think the commentary on this show was some of the best commentary you're going to find. Cody, obviously, being the first guy out, was absolutely the best way to start the show, because whether it's, you can go to, as long as it's an AEW arena, you go to any of these crowds, they know we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the guy that essentially made it all happen. Cody believes in what he's doing, and because of that, and believes and has a connection with the crowd that is truly special. And the second that he stood on that stage, this place was ready. They were like, it was a almost Stone Cold-esque type pop for Cody. I thought Sammy Guevara looked great here. They essentially, if they made a star in one night on episode 1 of AEW Dynamite, it was Sammy Guevara. The match with Cody was excellent. They maybe went a little too fast, but I thought it was okay. Like I said, Sammy looks like a star, and with what they did in the main event, I thought it was great. Cody, after the match, the hug with Shivani, I would really, and they're doing a Ask Tony Anything episode of his podcast this week. I really want to hear, because somebody put that question out there of, hey, did you know this was going to happen? What were your thoughts? Cody was really that was legitimate emotion after the match, and he hugged Tony. And I'd like to know, did Tony know he was going to hug him? I don't think he did. I think there was legitimate, just overcome with emotion. I think Cody hugging Tony was a beautiful, beautiful moment. And then Sammy gets the handshake, and then Jericho comes in from behind. Big beatdown by Jericho. I do think they went a little heavy on the post-match beatdown angles. There were 3 of them on this show. I would have maybe only done one. And the fact that this beatdown essentially went through the first picture-in-picture commercial. This went through the picture-in-picture commercial. It just went on really long. So, little bit of a miscue there. Maybe I would have had Jericho grab the mic and cut a promo instead of doing that long of a beatdown. But other than that, okay. MJF and Brandon Cutler was everything it was supposed to be. Quick, short, got MJF over. MJF comes out. He's doing the walk and talk while he's walking to the ring, essentially. And the thing with Max, the beautiful thing with Max is you don't got to give him 20 minutes. You can give him 1 minute, and he's going to get himself over just as good. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Did you see that promo, Alex, at all? It's the same promo. Essentially, it's the same thing we get from Max most of the time. But it was great. He got himself over. Max is going to be a star in this company. The match was quick. Max beats him after. I don't know if Cutler legitimately. We had no word if that was the plan or Cutler legitimately tweaked his knee. I think he may have legitimately tweaked his knee, and they might have went home a little quick.
No, I think it was planned.
You think it was planned?
Yeah.
It looked to me like he may have tweaked his knee. So, but either way, it worked out. It worked out fine.
You gotta have short matches.
Yeah, and you gotta have some short ones. I thought that was great. The women's title match, I would have put the belt on Nyla. I said that's the one misstep. I'm not an overly big Riho fan.
It was my favorite match on the show.
Really?
Yes, I thought it was the best match on the show.
That's kind of surprising, but okay. I'm not a big huge Riho fan, but I just think Nyla is a star, and I think
Nyla's a star too. But I don't know. I think having the feel good moment for your first champion.
Yeah, and I think you can build Nyla up. You can do matches with her and Kong.
I'm gonna throw this out there, and we don't have to have a long discussion about it. Do you think it was supposed to be Kylie?
Ooh, that's an interesting question that I'm not going to venture a guess on, but that's an interesting... Did they pivot? Was it supposed to be Kylie Ray? And I'm going to hope that somewhere down the line, Kylie returns.
She's been announced for another match for freelance.
Yeah, she's doing freelance, so I'm hoping that maybe time away... Hopefully they left the door open. I really, really hope things work out for her. And again, it's a story that I'm not going to speculate on. There's a lot of rumor and innuendo out there that I don't know if anybody will ever truly know the answers. But either way, that is an interesting question. Was it supposed to be Kylie? I really think Nyla is a superstar to me. I love that woman so much. And I think she is just everything that she has. She's still fairly green in this business. Mm-hmm. I think that might be why they didn't go with her right away. I don't know. I think am I forgetting a match somewhere?
I don't know.
Hangman and Pac.
Oh, yeah.
This was what it needed to be. Pac gets the win. Looks great. You're playing the long game with Hangman. Hangman's time will come. You're essentially telling the story that maybe Hangman wasn't quite ready to be the first champ. Maybe Hangman really wasn't ready to take the ball yet. And you're going to do it, and over the long haul, you're going to see him build himself back up. So Pac getting the win here with the brutalizer, further established that submission. He's pinned Kenny. He's beat Kenny, or submitted Kenny with it. He's submitted Hangman with it. He is going to be a guy. If they pull the trigger on Cody at Full Gear, which I don't think they're going to yet. I kind of hope not. I want to see Jericho. I think that your first champ should have a long title reign. At least for like 6, maybe 9 months at the very least.
Yeah.
I especially don't think he should lose it, in his first pay-per-view title defense.
Right.
But if they were to go to Cody, and God only knows what Jericho's deal is. Maybe it will be, because maybe Jericho's got to go do a tour or something.
Maybe Jericho's going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. You never know. It could happen. But Cody, if Cody were to win, I think you could slide Pac in as the next pay-per-view challenger. I think even if Jericho wins, you might be able to slide Pac. You might be able to do a thing with Pac and get him in there. I thought so. Yeah, great. Told the story they needed to tell there. Main event. I didn't like the fact the ref was standing right there when Moxley ran in. That
was my biggest issue with the match.
I did not like that at all. You don't have Moxley looking at the interference and then not call for a DQ. I understand they're trying to explain it, saying, well, Kenny attacked him first, so it wasn't. That's what somebody tried to say.
The answer I keep getting is ref's discretion.
Which is
so. What do you have to do to get a DQ in this place? Shoot somebody? Like, exactly. Fuck.
And then I think the fact that the match was going on in the ring while they fought to the backstage, to the VIP area type deal.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily like that, but because I think you kind of took away from the match in the ring. But obviously,
I will say, sorry to jump back. Another issue of ref's discretion was Nyla pulling out the chairs.
Yeah. So refs, if we're gonna go with the ref's discretion thing,
it needs to be explained.
Yeah. That would be a small minor detail that is an issue. But I thought the match was fine. I was waiting for, what, and this is what I would have done. I wouldn't have done the post-match beatdown after Jericho and Cody. I would have had Cody run in here and jump up on the apron. And essentially Cody could work, a little bit. You have Cody run in, he jumps up on the apron and makes the tag. Obviously he's the executive vice president, so he can make that call. You can explain that real quick.
Oh, see, I don't want them doing that.
And then, but either way,
because that turns into the abusing the power thing or whatever. Okay,
we could have Dustin come in, who obviously came in at the end. We could have Dustin run out as the partner.
I don't think they needed another partner. I think it was, I don't know.
I didn't like the fact that it essentially turned into a 3-on-2 squash.
I think that protects the Bucks.
I guess it does. A little bit, you're right. But then the post-match beatdown was perfect. I will say, the post-match angle to end the show was perfect. You set up, essentially, a Elite versus, I'm assuming we're going to get some type of a name for this group. Jericho, they did a little post-match thing where the 5 guys are walking down the hallway and somebody behind the camera says, Jericho, can we get some comments? Oh, you want comments? You want answers? And he slaps the camera and goes, you'll get them next week. So that's in there. Boom. Instant hook for episode 2. Obviously, that crowd, dude, and this is how much that crowd was into the show. They made Jack Swagger sound like he was a megastar when he ran in. They popped huge for Jack Swagger.
Wrestling fans have always liked surprises.
And I think Jake, I'm going to have to try to start training myself. Jake Hager. I think Jake Hager as Jericho's heavy is the perfect role for him.
Yeah, I can pull it off.
Jake Hager as the Barry Windham, as the essentially, and if you look at it side to side, essentially he's the Dustin.
Yeah.
Because essentially what they did, Cody, Jericho, Hager, Dustin, tag team to tag team, LAX to the Young Bucks, and then the young guy. Because people have kind of forgotten because they've distanced him, but then they just announced the match for week 2. It's Dustin with Hangman Page against Jake Hager and Jericho. So people forget that
Hangman's
still there. And then you took the young guy, Hangman, and then you take the guy that is, like I said, you made a star. If you made anybody in that first night, you took a kid from the pre-show to the main event in one night in Sammy Guevara, who looks great, looks like a guy that'd be on the cover of Tiger Beat. Kid work his ass off in the ring.
This is a big Tiger Beat.
He looks like he'd be, some 20. I'm guessing how many teenage girls you think follow Sammy Guevara on Instagram? Okay, how many teenage girls are watching his blog? Let's face it, he's a good-looking young guy.
All right. You heard it here first, folks.
And he can go in the ring, and he's a great heel character. We've seen that on Being the Elite. The stuff with him and Brandon Cutler I thought was great. So you throw him on there. You got the 5-on-5 now, and don't think for 1 minute I don't know where this is going. There's 5 guys on one side and 5 guys on the other, and the last name of the guy booking is named Rhodes. Where the fuck you think we're going, Alex? Baby, we're going to put the top on a cage, if you will.
What are they going to call it?
They'll call it something. Obviously, WWE owns the trademark for War Games, but they'll think of some shit. But that's where this is heading. And it wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, we got Full Gears in November. I don't think he stretched out to the next pay-per-view. You know when I think that's happening? The night before Thanksgiving in Chicago.
You think?
I think you're going to get... Maybe it might not be 2 rings. It might only be 1 ring. But I think you're going to get some type of 10-on-10 cage gimmick. War Chamber was what they called it in MLW. You can do essentially a War Games style match. It doesn't have to be War Games. But overall, it may not have been a grand slam, but I'm going to call it a home run for episode 1. I think they did everything they needed to do to hook people in. I think they put out perfect content to set up for... I also like the fact we know stuff that's on episode 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not, oh, hey, just tune in this week and we'll have Wrestler A, Wrestler B. We know 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm guessing by about show 5, I'm going to know at least, maybe not, because probably not until after Full Gear. That's going to be interesting because we're going 2 weeks. I'm going to show 2 weeks after Full Gear.
Yeah.
So maybe by the time Full Gear's over, and once we hit Chicago, I'm going to know at least by the time that Chicago show ends, I'm probably going to know 1, 2, 3 matches, or at least probably 2, 3 matches that I'm going to see in Champaign. I like that. Giving the people saying, hey, if you buy a ticket to this show, here's what we're going to give you. And doing it that way. Not just, hey, show up because it's, the flagship show that we've been doing for 20 years and you should show up because we're the number 1 company and all that BS.
Cody really said that?
No.
Oh.
But what Cody did say, back it all, and then I'm going to go back to All In. Cody said one company does not own pro wrestling. Everyone owns pro wrestling, and I believe, and this is the thing, I believe it. And you know what? Every person in that building in D.C., every person in that building in Chicago, every person that's going to be in these buildings in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Winston-Salem, Chicago, Champaign, Illinois, they believe it.
Breathe.
Whew. Here's the... Dude.
How much are they paying us?
They're not. I'm excited. I'm excited for professional wrestling. And believe me, like I said, NXT was a great show. I do think there's a flaw in NXT. You can't sustain that week to week. You can't give them that takeover style card every single week. You're going to burn it out. Eventually, you're going to have the Aaliyahs and the Vanessa Bournes of the world. And the Damian Priests. Actually, I shouldn't say because I love Damian Priest.
Say fucking Barry and Damian.
No, Damian Priest is my boy, so...
Everybody's your boy when they're successful.
I had lunch with Damian Priest, remember?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Forgot. Yeah, Damian Priest is a cool motherfucker. I love that dude. And I wish him nothing but... they're finally doing something with Kushida and Walter, which that's a match I just want because it's going to be cool as hell. But no, I think you're going to have to eventually, on these 2-hour NXTs, you're going to have to let people talk. So you are going to have promo segments. And I know what they're worried about. They're worried about if we throw a promo segment on and there's a match on the other channel, somebody's going to change the fucking channel. Well, what you got to do is you got to make sure your promos are riveting enough that people don't change the fucking channel. I don't know if they can do it. It is going to be very interesting. That was 1 week. It's going to be interesting going down the line. Week 8, week 10, week 20. Where the hell are we? Where are we at 6 months? Where are we at a year from now? And if WWE's still getting beat, dear God, what's Vince McMahon going to do? Because Vince McMahon don't like to lose. We know that. And for the first time ever, I hate to say this, Uncle Paul's getting tested. Uncle Paul's little vanity project may not be as Teflon as we once thought it was. Because the Smart Mark Wrestling show that WWE is supposed to have just got their ass stomped by a wrestling show that was made by wrestlers who cater to that fan base. That listen to that fan base. Also, a lot of that fan base, they can watch Beyond Wrestling Uncharted Territory on Thursday nights. They can watch Shikara Trios. They can watch New Japan. That audience is changing, and the way we watch wrestling in general, I think, is changing. WWE is going to have to change their model, and I guess at this point we should pivot. We should talk about Friday Night Smackdown because it's the one show we both watched.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, outside of the beginning and the finish, I thought, hey, this is a good chance to kind of hit the reset button, maybe do something, try doing some different stuff.
Fox wanted a more...
Yeah, Fox said they wanted a more sports-oriented show, and what's been making the rounds on social media? A picture of a bunch of Fox executives laughing and looking at a screen going, what the fuck is this? Because, here's the thing, guys, I love The Fiend. I think it's great. Probably one of the most interesting characters WWE's ever done. But to casual people, if they tuned in for The Rock and stayed around until they got to that, what do you think they're thinking? They're probably thinking, man, what is this? This is wrestling bullshit. This is some WWE soap opera crap that I don't care to watch. I just think that they did themselves a disservice.
I would have done a hard reset on the presentation. I would have done a hard reset. I would have looked at everything I would have said, okay, I would have looked at real sports, shoot sports, and then said, and obviously there are some ways that wrestling needs to be wrestling. We all know that. But I would have said, what are some subtle things we can change to maybe draw some comparisons to shoot sports? I think first of all, I think the whole show was fucked from segment 1. I think The Rock went way over his time. Because every single segment after that felt rushed.
It did feel rushed.
Even the ladder match felt rushed. Everything felt rushed. And I'm going to say this.
I felt like I blinked and missed that lumberjack match. So
there was a lumberjack match?
Roman versus Luke Harper?
Yeah. Okay, this is I hate to say this. If I'm in the back, if I'm in Gorilla, and Rock goes 5, 10, 15, however many, well, that's I mean,
I don't think he went 15 over.
No, probably not. But he probably went at least 5.
I think he went enough minutes over that it changed the flow of the show.
You know what I would have done, and you might not like this?
What?
I would have cut Seth and Shinsuke. I would have just not done it. Because there's no story behind it. They weren't in a feud.
You know what I would have done? I would have just had Seth go out there, and as he's on his way to the ring, have the Fiend get him. And then
something, I guess. I wouldn't have done the Fiend shit on a...
I mean, I understand you are trying to sell a pay-per-view, and at that point you only had 3 matches announced. So, I mean, that's another thing. Oh boy. No, I thought you had a chance to hit a reset button, and like you said, outside of the first segment, which was The Rock, which isn't going to sustain because The Rock ain't showing up next week.
Right.
Yeah, The Rock come out, and he was funny, and I mean, we said this when they started the King of the Ring tournament. Boy, what's going to make Baron Corbin look even fucking more stupider than he is right now? Putting a fucking crown and cape on him. Holy shit.
You know what happened?
He went from being the night manager at he got off this shift at the night manager at the Applebee's, didn't have time to go home and change, so he just threw his cape on and his crown before he went to the fucking Game of Thrones convention.
He's the Game of Thrones.
I know. He looks like a fucking dollar store Game of Thrones cosplay. Holy fuck.
I love it. I'm sorry.
It's so awful that it's funny. But it's funny in a bad way, not funny in a good way.
I think they've got to be in on the joke, right?
I think it's a rib at this point.
They've got to be in on the joke. No, I think I would have cut the Rollins Nakamura match. I wouldn't have had the Fiend on there at all.
So,
shit.
okay.
I was going to say something else, but I don't remember.
So, let's get to it. What did you think of the Kofi versus Brock and then the post-match?
Okay. Legitimately, I had a very long week. So, I was nodding off. I didn't realize until I got back on Twitter. I heard Brock's music and I was like, oh shit, I slept through the match. I thought I slept for 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't realize till afterwards on Twitter that I'd only slept for 9 seconds.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I thought I slept through the match. I thought I slept through like a longer match.
That's funny.
And so, who's your partner going to be? Never mind. I think, I understand the points of the people that said AJ got some offense. Bryan got some offense. Rollins got some offense. Kofi should have got some offense. That being said, they never wanted Kofi to be the guy. You know that.
Yeah.
Their hand was forced. It was another Daniel Bryan situation.
Yeah.
Where their hand got forced.
Yeah. And as we've talked about a lot in the last few days, in my opinion, Kofi didn't...
Kofi didn't what?
I'm sorry. What was I saying? Jordan Grace just showed up, everybody, if you haven't figured that out.
Okay, I know you're gonna bury Kofi for sticking to his gimmick.
No.
But
Kofi's title reign just wasn't great. And the thing with Kofi and the thing with a lot of baby faces, the money's in the chase. Kofi's money was all in the chase. Once he became champion, the story essentially...
No, the story with Kofi was, alright, this is going to be the person that beats him, right? Oh, he's going to drop it to Owens. Oh, he's going to drop it back to Bryan. Oh, he's definitely going to drop it to Orton. Kofi's story was the little engine that he kept going when nobody thought he could.
Well, and he kept going. And admit it, I told you months ago he was holding it till the first Friday Night Smackdown.
I thought that was a possibility, yeah.
I said it for months, that he was going to hold it till the first Friday Night Smackdown, then get fed to Brock Lesnar. Now, when I say got fed to Brock Lesnar, I did not think run at Brock Lesnar, jump right into an F5, get pinned. I would have given him a little bit.
And then I see people that, and I don't follow MMA, I think it's boring as piss. But there are a lot of like MMA fans that are like, well, yeah, sometimes when you have a 7-second knockout or a 10-second knockout, you kind of say, oh, well, he got caught. You know what I mean? Like, if you build this to Kofi getting a rematch against Brock, and then he can have a competitive match. And you say, you know, I went at him 100 miles an hour, and he caught me. He got caught. You know what I mean? You can protect Kofi. This doesn't have to be the end of Kofi as a main eventer. This doesn't have to be. You can. I don't think it's buried because it's a work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's buried because it's a work. If it were a shoot, that can happen to anybody.
Yeah,
anybody can get caught a certain way at a certain time.
We've seen flash knockouts in MMA fights.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Donald Cerrone beat a guy in 8 seconds. It happens.
Right. And you don't look at the guy and say, oh, he's a wimp. You know what I mean? Yeah. He got caught.
The problem is, I think this is where a lot of that negative fan base comes in, is a lot of that fan base thinks Kofi is going right back to the mid-card tag team act.
And he could. It's entirely possible. I don't know.
And I hate to say it, but I tend to think that that's probably where it's going.
Her gear kind of sexualizes her a lot, I feel like. Or maybe it's
Lady Frost or Jordine, or both.
Lady Frost. Because her bottom just, like,
it's a little
keeps riding up. Yeah. Anyways.
Hey, do you remember Jordine's all in gear?
Not really.
Jordine even posted about
similar problem.
Yeah, she got specialized gear made for all in, and she didn't wear it before.
Oh.
And yeah, the back of the gear rode up extremely bad to the point where by the end of the battle royal, it looked like she was pretty much wearing the thong gear.
Gotcha. Anyways, so back to wrestling. Yeah, I just think anything could happen now. I love the meme though when it's Ray's music hits and Ray comes out with Cain Velasquez and he says, "Yep, that's him. That's the guy that bullied me and my son on Monday."
Which essentially that's what it was,
right?
And I didn't really think about it, but I should have seen that coming. Why would Brock have beaten the shit out of Eddie and Eddie and Dominic?
If Dominic's real dad had been around, this never would have happened.
That was my favorite meme. If Dominic's real dad was here, this wouldn't have happened.
Because Dominic's real dad beat Brock for the WWE Championship.
And he'd be like, "Who's your papi?" Rest in peace, Eddie. We love you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
But no.
Gosh, we don't do that when we besmirch all the other dead people that we besmirch on this podcast.
I love Eddie, so love my Eddie Guerrero all day, every day. I'm rewatching 90. I've been through like a month and a half of 97 WCW in like a week, so it's amazing. Some amazing Eddie Guerrero stuff.
Yeah.
When he beat up Dominic and Ray, I should have figured that out.
I had no fucking idea where that was going. I was like, are they doing Brock and Ray? Well, you know what I thought was going to happen when he beat up Ray and Dominic? That Brock was going to beat Rollins for the Universal title on Monday and then unify the titles on Friday. And then instead, hey, how about another cuck angle?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. What the fuck? This is the kind of stuff that makes me embarrassed to tell people that I watch wrestling.
So here's the thing. My thing immediately, as soon as that happened, I said, so let me guess, Vince McMahon found out that Blacked was a thing.
I don't know.
And if you don't know what Blacked is, folks...
No, because they already did Dana Brooke and Titus Worldwide.
Well, yeah, that pretty much looked like the start of the scene for Blacked, too. But
why are they doing this? Why are they having all these unfaithful women?
Well, because Vince... There's always been unfaithful women in the WWE. That's one of the things Vince is like, oh, yeah.
But what's the point? Where's this going?
And let's face it, Vince, and let's be honest, Vince has had a hard-on for Bobby Lashley since 2000 and God knows what year it was.
She's gotten a lot better since the last time I saw her.
Lady Frost?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been working.
Yeah, it makes me not want to watch Raw at all. What if every segment's going to be a cuck segment?
when literally, we were here last Monday. We were watching GCW, and I held up the phone for you to look at, and I said, I'm going to do this because I want you to know that I am not making this shit up. And I just held up the phone, and you're like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, yep, Bobby Lashley and Lana is a thing. Oh, God. And this makes everything look bad because everybody knows and then on Tuesday night, oh, hey, here's an episode of Total Divas where Lana and Rusev are having heart-to-heart chats. It's...
Okay, this is what I'm going to say.
I hate to say it. Vince McMahon said in 1997, I feel you fans are tired of having your intelligence assaulted. Well, guess what? After about 2004, he just decided to go back to that, and he's been in a steady decline since then, and this is where we're at in 2019.
This is the thing. Kayfabe is dead, There's no such thing as kayfabe anymore.
How dare you!
But my point is...
God damn!
Wrestling works best when it's not very hard to suspend your disbelief. I feel like I say that a lot. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Wrestling works best when you make it as easy as possible to suspend your disbelief.
I fully disagree. Or I fully agree with you,
And I'm pretty sure Lana's not cheating on Rusev with Lashley.
God, I hope not. That would be terrible.
I'm pretty sure. Well, and this is the thing when the performers are saying, I play a character on TV, like Mike Kanellis is.
Yeah.
And he's showing videos of him and his wife playing with their kids.
Yeah.
Or their kid. And it's like...
And they're showing up at the Smackdown blue carpet together.
Mike and Maria did?
With their kids. Yeah.
They've only got one kid, don't they? She's pregnant with the second one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I just... Make it... What? Wait a minute. What, didn't Rusev come out with Maria as the father of their child?
Wait. But then they said that it wasn't Rusev.
But maybe Lana saw that, and that's why she decided to cheat on him with Lashley.
Oh, is that where
I didn't even put two and two together.
Here, maybe?
I forgot about that.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know. It's dumb.
It is dumb.
It's hokey soap opera.
But at least but wait. I'm much more okay with one great big cuck angle than I am with multiple separate cuck angles.
One great. What if this turns into one giant swingers angle? Fuck. We've mentioned Black. We've mentioned Black.com, cucked and swingers. God damn it, we are.
All right.
This is a not safe for work podcast,
is the next,
folks.
Okay, I got it. Mixed Match Challenge Season 3 Lethal Lottery.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, my God.
Tuesday nights on the WWE Network. Mixed Match Challenge Season 3 Lethal Lottery.
Hey, can we talk about what's coming up Tuesday night? Boy, just when you thought you couldn't get more wrestling. And this is a...
AEW Dark.
AEW Dark. This is a brilliant move. So AEW, for those of you who may not have seen this, and if you've been on social media, you probably have, AEW filmed one match before the show and 3 matches after the show.
Yeah.
And they're going to do a show on YouTube, AEW Dark, where they're going to take these matches every week. They're going to put them on this show with wraparounds from Tony Schiavone in what I'm assuming would be like the Control Center set that they have. Which
is this when they're going to do the Road 2s type segments now on Dark?
Yeah, probably.
They weren't doing them on Dynamite.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that this is probably where we're going to get this stuff. But basically, essentially, they're going to be able to do a 1-hour show on YouTube. Hey, let's go get some Taco Bell. Alex Zane's here.
Yeah.
But they're going to do this show, which it's going to be easy if you figure 3 matches plus wraparounds plus some highlight shots.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy to fill an hour. You're going to do an hour show on YouTube that everybody's going to have access to.
Yep.
That's going to help build your brand.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's going to be brilliant. And I said this, with that,
yeah,
NWA Power is going to be at 6:05 on YouTube.
Yeah.
And obviously, a lot of times on Monday, I don't have time to watch MLW. So I'm going to put MLW on YouTube on Tuesday. Hashtag YouTube Wrestling Tuesday.
Hashtag Alex Works on Tuesdays.
Is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So, I think, again, the way we consume content, but I think putting an hour, half, 45-minute show, whatever, by AEW on YouTube for free, that's brilliant, because that's going to get people to watch. People are going to be like, hey, I can watch that, and they're going to see that and be like, okay, man, I really got to go check out this Dynamite thing on TNT. I think that's a brilliant move by AEW. NWA, AEW, they're going on Tuesday night, Wednesday Night War, Thursday night Uncharted Territory, which you haven't watched yet, so
I'm busy reading.
I know you're busy. I'm saying I'm not going to talk too much about it because I know you. Hopefully, eventually, we'll get around to it. Great show, obviously.
Yeah.
We know we're going to be watching next Thursday night.
Well, I will watch it afterwards.
Yeah.
I work Thursday night.
Because coming up this Thursday on Uncharted Territory, I know we put over...
One called.
We put over IWTV on this show so much. I told you promo codes. Guys, if you're listening to this, you probably know who I am, I would hope.
You might like wrestling.
You probably like wrestling.
God, I hope you like wrestling if you listen to this show.
Most people listening to this probably know me from SCW Pro. And you may have been to an SCW Pro show. Well, guess what? Coming up this Thursday night on Uncharted Territory on IndependentWrestling.tv.
The Iowa Wrestling Champion.
Yes. The Corn Belt Cowboy, the one called Manders, makes his Beyond Wrestling, his Uncharted Territory debut in the Discovery Gauntlet, taking on a man who probably one of the best years in independent wrestling in 2019, Tony Deppen. These guys, I guarantee you, obviously, me and you sat here. We'll pull the curtain back a little bit. Me and you sat here last Monday night talking to the one called Manders about it, talking to the Corn Belt Cowboy, who just tore it up on IWTV earlier today.
Yes.
With all day O'Shea Edwards. Absolute slobber knocker. These two guys are going to tear it up on Thursday night. I have no doubt. Tony Deppen is an amazing performer. A guy that has this frantic energy about him.
Yeah.
And works it. I don't know how. Most guys with that type of energy would be a babyface. He works it perfectly as a heel.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm a huge fan of what Tony Deppen's done. A member of Fisted Chikara.
He's kind of like that annoying guy. You know what I mean?
Like a swarmy, like a hyena type heel.
Yeah.
Like and you just want to see him get punched.
Yes.
And one called Manders is going to punch him right in the mouth. So, no, I'm super excited for that. If you haven't signed up for IWTV yet, get a promo code. I believe you can use. There's a ton of them.
Or just pay full price because it's fucking worth it.
Get your promo code and get your 20 days free.
Why?
Because
I didn't do a promo code.
You got 6 months free, didn't you?
I got 6 months free before that. A long time ago.
Because the Flow Slam gimmick.
The Flow Slam gimmick, and then I canceled it.
And then you got back on when Uncharted Territory started.
I think, yeah, that sounds right.
But no, and obviously, like I said, we got King of Trios for Chikara on right now, watching Alex Zane and the Whisper tear it up. You get, with IndependentWrestling.tv, you get live streams, not just Uncharted Territory. There's pretty much at least 1 or 2 live streams every single weekend.
Yeah.
On Saturday or Sunday, whether it's Glory Pro, Freelance, Beyond,
Alpha One.
Alpha's never done. I don't think Alpha's done a live stream. Your live stream ones, pretty much all the Black Label Pro shows.
Yep.
So you get a ton of live content, and then a huge library of amazing shows. Like I said, Beyond, CZW, IWA Mid-South, Black Label Pro. Get on there this week. Support our boy, the one called Manders, the Corn Belt Cowboy. Everybody tweet about it Thursday night and say he had the greatest match you've ever seen in your life.
Well, what if it's not?
Just say that it is. God damn it! Stretch the truth a little bit for once, Alex.
Can you is IWTV on Grapple yet?
No, I wish they would. I wish they would put IWTV stuff on Grapple.
That'd be great, especially for like the
Uncharted Territory.
Well, for Uncharted Territory, but also for like lesser known promotions.
Yeah, Grapple primarily.
What was that?
No, that was me.
Did you hit the window?
No.
Something sounded like it hit the window.
Grapple.
I forgot. I don't use it anymore.
Number one, Grapple's. You gotta remember, Grapple's ran by a bunch of UK guys.
Oh.
So I don't even know if IWTV is available in the UK. It might not be. Smackdown. WWE draft predictions.
Oh, is that next week? Isn't it?
That starts Friday.
I don't know. I've heard some people say they think they're waiting until after the draft to really hit the reset button.
That might be.
But why would you have that big premiere and not hit the reset button for the premiere? That's just fucking stupid to me.
I don't know. We'll see.
So we're going to give him another shot next week.
The important thing to remember is SmackDown's the A show now.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Roman is a shoo-in.
Roman was already on SmackDown, wasn't he, with the old draft?
Oh, yeah, but we're redrafting the whole thing. So I think Roman is a shoo-in for SmackDown. Obviously Brock. I think you keep New Day. Charlotte.
Yeah, probably.
I think Charlotte. Does Becky officially go to SmackDown?
I think so.
It'll be interesting to see too. I'm also wondering.
All of the people involved in the cuck stuff will be on Raw.
I gotta keep that shit on Raw for the love of God. At least don't besmirch your chance on network TV with that shit. Let Vince McMahon have his stupid fucking soap opera angles over on.
Do you think that's a Vince thing?
I think that's a writer popping Vince is what I think it is. I think he's like, oh yeah, great.
Because that all started when Paul took over.
I think so. Here's the thing. I think because everybody has said if you watch the first hour of Raw, it's great. I think Paul does the stuff he wants to do with the first hour. Then in about halfway through the show, he says, "Okay, we gotta go for the third hour. We gotta pop Vince." Then make sure Vince is happy. So here's some cucks. Here's fucking somebody giving birth to a hand. Here's clowns and fucking.
Gosh dang, there's a bit of
necrophiliacs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, we've had necrophilia before, so.
Can you not yell that right next to my window? My neighbors are outside.
Necrophilia!
Oh my gosh, you embarrass me, Regal. You embarrass me.
Fucking A. Necrophilia! What? You like to do what to trees, Alex?
My tree in my front yard is dead. It doesn't mean I want to have marital relations with it.
That's dundrophilia, by the way.
Dunder Mifflin?
No.
No! Wait. There's a term for fucking trees?
Yeah, have you not seen Can't Hardly Wait? It's in Can't Hardly Wait. That's how I remember. Trust me, I didn't look it up by myself.
Jesus Christ.
It's in the movie Can't Hardly Wait. Great movie from the 90s for you kids out there.
What the
I hope no one's letting their kids listen to the show, especially this week when we
Jeez.
talk about porn sites and God knows what else.
Yeah, cuck is not a porn. I mean, it probably is a porn thing, but it's not just a porn. It just means
trust me. Sex with trees is not a category I'm looking up.
Oh, I know it's on your top Pornhub.
No, it is not. Definitely not.
Oh my God, I hope no kids listen to this.
Can somebody one of these days? I would love to see somebody actually hack a computer and find Vince McMahon's browser history.
Oh God,
that'd be some interesting shit.
Vince doesn't know how.
Vince knows how to use a computer.
He's probably got some VHS tapes, the same VHS tapes he's been watching since the 80s.
He's still well. Remember the infamous story about Gail Kim?
What's that?
Gail Kim got hired because somebody told Vince McMahon Asian porn was a thing.
Oh.
That's a story that's been told by multiple sources. That Vince was like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Toby Kai. I'm trying to think of Asia Carrera.
Tony Khan?
Toby Kai was the name of an Asian porn star in the 90s.
Can we not name porn stars, please? That's where I draw the line.
Oh. Anyway, I think we're starting to go off the rail a little bit. Folks, there's a lot of wrestling out there. Go watch some of it. When is Muscatine Meltdown? Not
the 19th.
It's not this week, it's next week.
Right.
We'll give you a little preview of that next week. We'll probably talk a lot more about wrestling on Wednesday nights and wrestling on Mondays and Thursdays and Fridays and Tuesdays and every day of the week now. So remember back when this podcast started where there were weeks where we didn't have stuff to talk about? And now
remember when we used to be able to do pipe dreams?
Yeah, or
there were down weeks?
Or remember when we did an episode that ran through every pay-per-view of 1995 WCW?
To be fair, I'm sure there are some people that don't give a fuck what we think about some of the stuff we talk about.
Well, then why the fuck are they listening to this podcast?
Well, I'm saying that they probably listen to 18 other different podcasts that talk about the exact same things.
I mean, that's true.
I'm saying sometimes we don't need to cover the
But we're
the
giving
top
our
wrestling
opinions on
news.
it.
And you know what
and
they say.
we're being funny. We're talking about porn stars.
I don't... Stop it!
Who's your favorite porn star, Alex?
Stop.
Come on!
No, this is where I draw the line. I've never watched porn before.
Oh, fucking hell.
Hey, there's record of this.
Alex
I'm
has never...
serious.
I still say that should have been a show me and Kat should have done.
Nobody wants to listen to you talk about sex, Regal.
Hey.
Nobody wants to listen to you talk about sex.
Let me get Kat on the line. Folks, Alex is gonna hit the delete button, but join us next week where we will not talk about sex, we will talk about wrestling.
Thank God.
I'm surprised. Somebody didn't come in and yell at me when I was doing an impression earlier.
Who are you doing an impression of?
Baby, let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it tonight.
He might.
He's not. I mean,
kayfabe.
Jesus Christ, he's not feeling it tonight.
He's probably still celebrating from Wednesday. He's still like, my son, but the fruit of my Lord is Cody, the greatest wrestling promoter of all time, baby.
Besides me.
All right, folks. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.